This is episode 55 of the Out of the Minds podcast. I'm Sean Oakley.
And I'm Sam Cooper, and we're bringing you a game that I'm not in.
Yes. Unfortunately, Sam's Kyber run did come to an end last week. We're sure you're all getting bored of watching the same list week after week. We've got a game that I played recently against fellow Tin Squadron Snappy, or Sam, but we all have to give you nicknames now because there's about 10 of you.
Oh, that many, come on.
I think there's like 5? 4.
3 regular.
3 regular plus. Yeah. But anyway, let's jump into lists. Snappy's been playing a lot of TIE Swarm plus a Vader at the moment. And this game has brought Defender Vader. And it's pretty much standard list, really, isn't it? That we see a lot. Malice Cluster Missile Duke Vader, yep. Iden with an ion cannon and precise ion engines, the 2 ISBs with Contraband, Valen with marksmanship, and Wampa with elusive. So,
yeah, standard ass stuff.
Now, I've got an event coming up that I am attempting to get a top 8 in faction prize for. So I'm currently flying Scum because I want to get the Scum prize. And I've taken a list that actually did very well against me in the last event I played and tweaked it slightly. And it was 2 fire sprays and a Falcon. And I've got Han, Cass Scarlet, and Amon. And I've tweaked the upgrades slightly on that. So Han is obviously rolling Trick Shot because 2 extra dice for an obstructed shot. Yes, please. Pride of Mandalore Maul to give the purple coordinate and the force point. Agile Gunner, Engine Upgrade, and Lando's Millennium Falcon. Kath is running Elusive, Chaff Missiles, Marauder Title, Skilled Bombardier, and Savage Oppress, who has some text but is a force point. And then Amon, who has Chaff Missiles, the Andrasta Title, Ahsoka Tano Crew, and Concussion Bombs. So he can launch loads of stuff in loads of places.
Yeah, he can put a bomb where he likes.
Cass got lots of options for the chaff. 3, 4, 5 straight, 3 and 2 banks. That opens up a lot of possibilities. So we are playing Scramble the Transmissions. And we've effectively set it up a straight line across the board, slightly skew to account for the ranges from each side. And then obstacles. So
they're as clumped up in one corner as they possibly can be.
So Snappy's brought the 3 small rocks, and I've brought the 2 large Pride of Mandalore rocks and the large Pride of Mandalore debris and the Corset rock, because they are now the 3 largest obstacles. I obviously want obstructed shots for Han. So what happened was Snappy was first player. So he picked up one of my large rocks and stuck it 2 and 2 in I can't remember which one, but one of the corners. So I want almost the setup we've got, but in the opposite top corner. So I'm not going to get that. So I then place the large debris just in the centre above the centre objective towards Snappy's side of the board. So that it's a little far away, but still close enough that it's starting to create a sort of area. And then Snappy 2 and 2 is the other large rock in my other corner. Because I'm second player, I was always going to only have that one choice of large rocks if Snappy picks it, and he's pretty much done the best job he can to separate those out. So basically what then happens is I try and cluster the small rocks in between 2 of the large debris to create a sort of almost circlish area that my plan is if Han kites round those and the ships and his ties come in towards that, Han's likely to have an obstructed shot somewhere. I feel like once the two have gone down in the 2 and 2 corner, that's probably the best I can manage.
Yeah.
And so with that, Sam obviously sets up all of his ties first. We overlap at 4 and 6, but he's first player, so all his ties go down, and he sets them up in his top right corner, 3 at the front, 2 at the back, to basically come forward towards the right-hand objective, a nice open clear space. So I set up Amon opposite that, but at 90 degrees, facing towards the centre of the board. My plan being, I hard one in on the first turn, and then see how fast Snappy comes at me, because then I've got the option to go in between the large and the finger rock if I want to. I can put a chaff cloud up there, or I've still got space to one hard back, boost away, and book it. Kath is just slightly left of the centre, again allowing her. I think I dial in like a 2 straight that puts me basically next to the 2 rocks, which will allow me a turn left or right the next turn. And Han is basically on the left-hand side, facing up the board with the turret side to side. My plan is I'm going to, I think, 2 straight the first turn, 1 straight the second turn, claim that left-hand objective, and then kite round the obstacles and start trying to get obstructed shots on people. Like,
yeah. I mean, that sounds like a pretty decent plan.
I'm happy for, I suppose, the fire sprays to brawl it with the ties if I can get the chaffs done properly so that the ties aren't modded, and then I can take 1 round of that and shoot off round the other side and shoot out the back, carry on going straight. That's kind of my rough plan. If it looks like it's going really bad, then I'll just turn away and shoot out the back, because fire sprays be great. Yeah, that's my kind of game plan. Target priority, I mean, obviously I'd like to take down Vader, and let's be honest, of all the defenders, I suppose Vader's the not the easiest, but not,
to be honest, he's, I would argue he's actually likely the hardest to take down, because he can't spend his force on defense. You just focus evade, and then you spend the force on offense. And so, unlike other defenders who might have had to spend their focus, he will likely have his focus.
That I agree with, but bringing the cluster missiles malice combo means that at some point you're likely taking a target lock.
True.
And that's the time you want to try and plink him. Or if you get a chaff cloud onto him, because then he's likely not getting his duke, because he won't take it. He'll get his evade and it'll jam. Or better yet, he stresses, and if he's not happened to have dialed in a blue, he's not getting anything.
Yes.
But yeah, there be the game plan. So on to the game itself, which does not go according to plan.
Oh no.
So Snappy comes fast, I think 3 straights with everybody. I am first player, so he moves his 1 and his 3. So I do the 1 hard with Amon, and I think I just focus. I kind of feel like, in hindsight, I should have actually boosted here. But
yeah, to keep your fast rates relatively level with one another.
Yeah. But hey. And then Kath does a 2 straight, and actually I do boost here, because my thoughts here, I want to try and claim the center objective next turn. So because of where Sam is, and I've assumed that if he's done a 3 straight with his first 2 ties, he's likely doing a 3 straight with the other ties. A hard turn doesn't really line him up brilliantly for an engagement. So I feel banking is probably the way to go. And obviously banking with swarms is much harder to get right than hard turns.
Yeah.
And with the skill Bombardier, I can launch a chaff cloud 5 straight, which I feel like is the ties are going to clip that with banks.
Yeah, definitely.
So my plan for turn 2 is fire the chaff cloud, bring both the fire sprays in, and plonk plonk.
Have at it.
Pretty much. There goes the focus for thing. The rest of the ties do 3 straight, apart from Iden, who 2 straights.
Interesting.
I think he just meant to dial in a 3, but
I mean, there is some merit to keeping Iden slightly back.
I suppose if you can
as long as you're within range 1 of everyone, you don't have to be like shoulder to shoulder.
Han does a 1 straight and takes a focus. And then Vader does I want to say that's a 4 straight.
Yep, that looks like a 4.
Takes his free evade, and then goes for a lock. Takes the lock onto Kath,
and shoots.
And then shoots. Blinks into Kath. Rolls a hit and 2 focuses.
Force, boy.
Yeah, I believe he spends 1 on Malice and leaves 1. So hit crit. I roll 2 evades. He jukes, but then I force back up, so that's fine. And then I shoot range 3 back at him. Nothing happening there. And then the ties have no shots. We accidentally undo one of the ISB's moves, so we block him back. On to round 2. End phase of round 1, I rotate my turret. Because I make a bad decision here.
Yeah, you've mentioned this during the week. You're about to turn in with Han, aren't you?
Yeah. Because of where Vader is, I'm hoping that I can catch him with the chaff. And then I can shoot him with Han.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, I should have done that. I should have just carried on with my kiting plan. Also, the only obstacle is the mustache rock, which
trick shots.
Yeah, because Han's a large base, the likelihood of that actually being a trick shot, I'd have to end up parallel with Vader and choose for it to be obstructed, which I would. But that's not running through my mind at the time. My mind here is I've got a chance to get 2 fire sprays and a falcon shot onto Vader.
Yeah, I mean, that is worth the attempt, right?
So I'm basically hard turning. So that leaves me the 2 hard or the 3 hard. And I'm trying to work out basically which one doesn't leave that mustache rock in front of my nubs, so that the next turn I can fast straight over that rock. And I thought, looking at that the 2 hard probably lines me up with the rock. So I think I dial in the 3 hard to try and give me more height.
I would do the 3 hard here.
Yeah,
absolutely, because I can see further. And you want to make sure you're setting up. You want to make sure you do get this shot. And a 2 hard, for all you know, like range 3 Vader, he's not likely to take a whole lot from Han.
Yeah, so I do dial in the 3 hard. And yeah, I think I want to say Kath just does a 1 straight after, because I'm planning on launching the chaff, and Aemon, I think, does a 2 straight, just basically just bringing them up to the rock, bearing in mind that all of the ties are coming down. It is my game plan. Oh, no, Kath doesn't. I remember, because I stuck to my original plan. Kath's going to fire a chaff, And then Cat's going to one hard to the left.
Yep, that makes sense.
Because
present your bum.
Present my bum and claim the objective.
Yeah.
Is my plan. Because I've got Marauder, I get a reroll on attack out the back. I've got Elusive and a Force Point if I end up taking a lot of shots. I feel like, the chances of the Fire Spray going down in one round, I don't think those ties are going to sweep in enough for it to be range 1.
Yeah. I
feel like I can probably hold that. And then I've got a good escape lane to get out the next round. So yeah, that's the plan.
And let's find out what Snappy does to break it up.
Snappy does what I kind of expect him to do, but I do make a couple of mistakes here. Just sort of, I suppose, misjudgy mistakes. And one of them comes from, this is the first time I, really used Skilled Bombardier, especially with the Chaff Cloud. So I end up launching it in the system phase, as we'll see in a minute, with the 5 straight. And I actually feel like the 4 straight would have been the better call.
Honestly, I would have been leaning towards one of the banks if you were trying to catch Vader. I guess if you're trying to catch the ties as well.
Here, I'm trying to be greedy and catch both.
Right.
I thought the 5 straight would be just fractionally less. And then if that's so, if Vader's doing anything but a turn to the right, he would have clipped the edge.
Yeah.
Because it's at that 45-degree angle. And if he's turning to the right, that's fine, because the likelihood is he's then bumping Kath. But yeah, it goes that fraction too far, so that it's literally just past his base. Like,
yeah. If Vader goes straight, he's sailing straight past that cloud.
Yeah, exactly. Literally a couple of mils back, and it would clip him. So that's just yeah, I should have 4 straighted. That would have guaranteed the Vader. And if Vader really is the target that I want, and it's who I'm planning on going for, I should have cut, either 4 straighted or done the bank, as you say, and concentrated on getting him jammed rather than maybe him and trying to get the ties. But
let's see what happens.
So our Snappy is first player, so he's going to move all his ties first. So Wampa goes over the chaff, takes a jam, no stress. Sorry, does take a stress sweep.
Does take a stress. They're all a little late. Valen moves, doesn't. There's a hard turn in. So
yeah, it does a hard turn in, and takes an evade. And the rest of the guys bank in, missing the chaff, but that's fine because the ones who are going to have a shot will likely be obstructed. And one of the ISBs claims that right-hand objective, which at the moment I'm still alright with, because if my plan goes to plan, I'm claiming 2 objectives. That's fine. I can cope with that. And Item barrel rolls in.
Yeah, making sure she's at range 1 of people to save them.
So I do the 1 hard here, which doesn't leave me with anyone in arc.
You still claim here, I think.
This is where I make the second mistake, because Vader's going to go fast. Like, a 3 straight probably just sneaks him into arc.
It'd be close.
But even if it doesn't, I take a Vader shot, I take an unmodded Wampa shot, and I probably take 2 obstructed shots.
Yeah, I mean, I think if Vader did a 3 straight, he might not have a shot onto you, and you wouldn't be able to shoot him. I think a 3 shot would slot him into that little cubby where he can't quite get you, and
but
you
I
definitely
can't get
him.
him. But I forget about Vader, so I boost.
Okay.
Now I know
lead to a bump of Han, right?
I know it's going to lead likely to a bump in Han, but my thought here was if Han can get an obstructed shot, he's still just throwing weight of numbers on the dice.
True.
I thought being able to get a shot with Kath, and because she's got the Marauder reroll at the back as well, she's got a force point, is worth it, and it probably takes her out of another couple of ties arcs.
Yep, that's fair.
But I do think even a couple of turns into the game, I should have claimed the objective. Because I've got a perfect like straight turn. The next time, like I take a shot, I probably use elusive, and then next turn I probably just 4K.
Yeah, get elusive back.
Turns around, gets elusive back, but I don't. So I do think about it for a bit, and then I boost, and it takes me quite a lot further than I thought it would. I actually do the one straight with aim on.
Take a target lock.
Take a target lock. Put it on one pet, and then remember you can't target lock someone who's on a chaff cloud.
Yeah.
So we switch over to the ISB. Because I have gone slowly, it does mean I'm taking obstructed shots from definitely one of the ISBs. So that's a slight bonus. Yeah, and then Han does a 3. So Vader comes in with a 3 bank. So if I'd not boosted, he would have bumped into the side of me, which means he doesn't get his Duke, and can only take the red focus. So, and looking at where he is, I may have even got the obstructed shot on Han. So
he gets free evade. What does he hit? Like, I can't see whether he has Cath in arc.
So we're not sure. We're squiggling around. But I don't think so. He attempts the barrel roll, which fails.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, like, maybe you try the barrel roll here.
So Han does his 3 hard and bumps. Now, interestingly, that 3 hard, even if it had cleared, lines those nubs up perfectly with that roll. I should have done the 2 hard. Yes.
See, maybe it's just my unwillingness to accept that rocks can hurt me, but I'm like, hell yeah, we go over that rock next turn.
I don't know. I feel like the 2 hard still would have been. I mean, possibly. What I should have done is not rotated the turret in the end phase, continued the 1 straight, and claimed the left-hand objective.
Yeah.
And then kited. But once I'd committed myself to the hard turn, that was just a misjudgment. I haven't flown a huge amount of 3 hard large bases. The Gauntlet's the only one I've really thrown a lot of, and that was red, so I didn't tend to do it a lot. So yeah, need to practice. But yeah, hindsight 2 hard, because now I'm getting unobstructed shot into Vader, who's looking right back at me.
Yeah. I mean, if he has Cath in arc, that's
a
nice
cluster missile. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yes, indeed. But hey, so we go to the engagement, and my plan of being 2-1 up on the objectives has failed, as I'm currently 1-0 down.
So does Han take damage off that bump, or?
No.
Okay, cool.
I don't think so. I may have not rolled it yet.
I think we'll get to it.
Yeah, there you go. Oh no, he did take it out. He took a shield. Sorry, paused it too early. So he does have Cath just.
Oh, that is a cluster and a half right there. Ooh, okay.
So he clusters. He blank
Snappy.
Hit. I mean, you could target lock, or you just fade him.
I think you target lock and save the Vader for.
So he doesn't. He spends 2 force and Malice and Vader's, which. Honestly, I think I probably would have spent the target lock on the blank and the focus.
Yeah, because that's what I mean.
Yeah, because a Malice now is going to do him no good because Cass got 4 shields, so I'm not taking a pilot crit.
I mean, if you have to spend, the way I see Malice though, if you have to spend a force, you may as well yell Malice.
Yeah, fair. But like, if you re-roll the blank and the eyeball, and then if you roll another blank, you've still got Vader's ability.
Yeah. So... No, absolutely. I think he should have absolutely spent the target lock on both those dice.
So Cath rolls evade blank, elusives into 2 evades.
Nice. Plink on the shield, and then oh my lord, that's a nice cluster.
Yeah, so he clusters into Han, who only has 2 shields. Rolls crit, hit eyeball. Malice is for another crit. I roll a blank, so the 2 shields go down, and I take a crit, and the crit is a damaged engine.
So no, force back, but that's fine. Like Vader's doing his job. Like
Yeah.
he's just putting damage in, and when the ties get involved, like severely damaged large ships are what ties like shooting.
Yeah. So Han has got either a range 3 shot onto Wampa or a range 2 shot onto Vader. And I am an R about this because obviously Wampa's stressed, so it does net me a third dice.
I think you go into Vader here.
And I don't. I go into Wampa
Yeah.
because I'm on. I've only got the Force. He's got an evade. You know, all I've got to do is roll one blank or two eyeballs, and that's just nothing's happening. Whereas there's always a chance against Wampa, and it also shuts down Wampa's ability for shooting me back.
I mean, true, but like the way I'm looking at it is like you have currently 3 shots into Vader, and Vader only has an evade.
Yeah.
So I think you take the shot into Vader, and the goal of hand shot is you're trying to force him to spend that evade token.
So I roll into Wampa. I get hit eyeball. I don't spend the Force because I'm taking shots back, and he evades it. So his falls are now shooting. So his first ISB has got a range 3 obstructed into Amon, and it does nada. The second one, I spend the Force for 2 evades and dodge that.
And the second one gets 2 hits. Then it's over to the fire sprays.
Yeah. So I have a range 3 into Wampa. I have a range 3 obstructed into either of the ISBs. I'm pretty sure I go into green ISB because I've got the lock on him. Or do I go into Vader? I can't. Hang on. I go into Vader and roll 1 hit and 2 eyes. I don't know. I still feel like that's probably the right call.
Yeah, like I said, I think absolutely like. I think maybe I think Han should go into Vader and everyone else should go into Vader because now is your time to like.
What I think maybe I shouldn't have done was spent the Force on the 2 hits and just plinked off a shield so that I'd have that Force mod. But that's just me worried about taking damage and then getting swarmed by the ties on the next turn.
Yeah, it's a fair worry.
But Kath gets a range 1 bum shot. So with Marauder title and Force, she's semi-double modded. She rolls hit crit eye blank. So she re-rolls the blank with the Marauder into an eye, spends the Force, so 2 hits and a crit. Vader rolls 2 blanks and an eyeball, spends the evade, so takes 2 shields. Which apparently I only plinked 1 of them off on the overlay. No, I didn't. 2. They got 4.
Didn't.
Yeah.
They have 4 shields.
I always forget which. I always think for some reason they have 4 hull and 3 shields.
Nope, they're the other way around.
So the only other shot is Wampa into Han or into Kath, both range 3.
Han's got snappy.
He goes into Han, and I believe I dodged that.
Yeah.
So Han's going over the rock next turn. That's unavoidable. End phase, I rotate my turret. Because my plan here is basically turn down the board.
Yeah.
I'm going to launch the chaff with Amon. And then I'm going to launch the chaff with Amon. I think I 4K with Kath. Turn down the board. Yes, it's going to be red. But I'm hoping to block Vader. Because Amon's going to turn in, take a lock onto Vader. I'm reasonably confident Vader's probably going to do a 4K here.
Yeah.
So
it's either that or a 3 bank.
So yeah, and I feel like I think I dial in the 2. And I feel like that should block both of those.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then I'm accepting that that hand's probably not long for this world, but if I can get 2 nice fire spray shots and even a range 0 shot from Han into Vader, if I can get Vader close or dead and Han goes down, that's fine. Yeah. So, yeah, then that be the plan. Yeah, as I say, I'm going to launch another chaff because the ties are likely sweeping past the other chaff cloud, so I reckon I can at least get the 2 ISBs. Can't remember what I lob it out with. I think I lob it out with the 4 straight because I think it might catch Wampa as well.
Yeah, I think you get 4 straight, absolutely. Yeah.
But it may have been a 3 bank.
Yeah.
I think it's the 4 straight. So yeah. So we roll for Road, and I am first player.
Lob out chaff for the 4 straight.
So I do lob it with the 4 straight, which is fine. Yeah. So Wampa clears 1 and then immediately jumps over the other one, takes a jam but no stress. Valen, I'm pretty sure hard turns down. Yeah, 3 hard, so dodges both the chaff clouds.
He should claim.
No, he takes an evade. I do the 4K with Kath, recharge elusive. I do the one hard with Amon and take a lock onto Vader. The ISB dodges somehow by the skin of its teeth that second chaff.
That is a TTS dodge if I ever saw one.
But and then barrel rolls to the right. Left, sorry. The other ISB makes up for it by going over both of the chaff clouds.
Yeah, makes sense. You get full on that jam.
So takes 2 strains and 2 stresses.
2 jams and 2 stresses, right?
So yeah, 2 jams and 2 stresses. Please ignore me.
Iden meanders.
Yeah, Iden meanders. An attempt to barrel roll, but that lands on a chaff. So I do the 2 hard. I take the automatic damage. I roll a hit as well. So Han is down to 5. And then Vader does a 4K.
Oh, wait, you're still stressed. Never mind, you're still
Yeah,
stressed.
still stressed. Well, damaged engine made me stressed.
Yeah, that's the one.
Because I didn't take the red focus last. I couldn't take the red focus because I bumped myself. And Vader's 4K fits.
Nice.
Which
actually, that's quite a bit of distance. So that's like,
yeah, that's. I think
that's what I would call an easy.
I think it's actually because I'm on if you notice, I'm on a slight angle from the bump.
Yeah.
But hey, that be that. But I've still got. I've now effectively got a 2 fire spray shots and a range 1 shot from Han.
Oh, I'm wondering if I'm playing Vader, do I try for a boost to get out of Han's arc?
The problem with that is I think you then lose all shots on Vader from Vader.
I mean, a boost to the right, like aiming to get a shot.
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's the boost I'm talking about. So anyone who's not watching the YouTube, like Vader's like at that annoying angle where a boost might just clear by the millimeter, but
I don't think it would. I think you'd at least catch the nubs.
Yeah, maybe. But either way, I don't think it happens.
It doesn't. He obviously takes his evade, and he moves his lock onto Han. Because I'm pretty sure
more clusters.
Yeah, exactly. It'll let him fire the rest of his clusters, but that's fine because I was pretty sure Han was dying anyway, and it means his second cluster shot is going into the fully shielded fire spray again. So, but yeah, Han's up first. So Han takes the range 1 shot into Vader. I roll 2 hits.
Really? And a crit.
And a crit. Yeah, 2 hits and a crit. Sorry, it's secured by my the little line that tells me where I am. Yeah, 2 hits and a crit out of hand. Go Han. And Vader rolls blank and 2 eyeballs.
Spend that evade.
Woo. So yeah, he spends the evade and loses his remaining 2 shields. But now
it's
this
fine
is
to
actually
not have Duke.
yeah. Now this is looking reasonable for me. Because Vader's now effectively unmodded on defense and taking 2 3-dice attacks. So yeah. Vader then goes into the cluster missile with Han. And Snappy gets a bit unlucky here. He rolls.
It's a bit unlucky by getting 3 crits.
He rolls crit, focus. He malices for a focus.
A crit, yeah.
Sorry, crit. I roll a blank. I take 3 crits. The first one is a direct. I forget to update the overlay here. The first one is a direct hit. The second one is a stabilizer, I think. Hang on, I did just flick through it. Let me flip back in the thing. Let me just actually slow it down so I can catch it. So the first one is a direct hit, which we'll see in a minute.
Oh, real time is so slow.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, here's the Vader shot.
Snappy gets a bit unlucky. It shows 3 crits on the attack roll. I was like, oh, that's what you call unlucky. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, you can already tell where this is going for the unlucky.
I mean, the unlucky is he didn't get a pilot crit, right?
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, I take a direct for the first one, so I'm down to 3. I take a. Oh, hang on, where did I not flick? Loose stabilizer, and I believe the last one is a fuel leak. Yeah.
Yeah.
So any other combination round, and if that fuel leak comes up first, Han dies. He's on 1 health. So yeah, anyone watching, ignore the overlay. He's on 1 health.
I mean,
that fuel leak comes up first, he dies. There we go. He's unlucky that it's not a. What?
Han likely dies to Wampa this round.
Yeah.
So Wampa gets a kill, and he likely gets to do a full Wampa attack.
Yeah. So
that's the good thing.
We go to the I-Falls, so it's my I-Falls first. And I do cast shot first, because if this somehow flukily kills Vader, I've then got back arc shots from Amon.
I take it Vader didn't cluster then.
I don't think he did, actually.
Yeah, he didn't. I think that you guys got excited about all the crits and forgot to cluster.
Whoops.
Because I was like, hang on, he chose to roll 1 less attack dice.
Yeah.
Into Han. Is what just happened.
Whoops.
All right.
Oh well, never mind. I'm not going to take the blame too much for that one. I was too concentrating on Han not dying.
Snappy on WhatsApp.
So I roll hit, eyeball, crit, and force for 2 hits and a crit into Vader, who's unmodded on defense, and he dies.
Ouch.
So, all right.
Ouch, indeed.
I'm not happy that Han's probably going to die to Wampa, but that's a 6-9 trade.
Yeah.
So, cool. Which means Amon now gets a shot, and he shoots out the back into the jammed ISB, range 1, for 3 hits. The ISB rolls 1 evade, so it's on 1 health.
Oof.
And then I start taking some shots back. So the ISB has a range 2 into Amon or a range 3 into Han. And I think takes the range 3 into Han, but has nothing.
Yeah, I can agree. You want to make sure Han actually does die, because whilst I say stuff about Wampa's shot, he has no mods, and if you blank out, it's going to feel really bad.
Iden has a shot into the fire spray, but rolls 2 focuses. Valen, who Sam realizes by this point he's missed like a million triggers on Valen's.
The Valen Rudor's gain an action ability.
But rolls hit crit, and I roll 2 evades.
Oh, that's just rude.
Because I think he went into the fire spray there. And then Wampa, who rolls 4 dice, unmodded, gets 1 hit and 3 eyeballs. And Han rolls an evade. So Han's alive.
Jesus, all right.
Oh yeah, I'm not entirely sure. And at this point, there's 28 minutes left on the clock. I'm currently 9-2 up. I'm reasonably happy at this point. Okay, Han's going to die, but I basically just need to claim a couple of objectives and not have my fire sprays die. And
Like,
those ties aren't
yes.
hugely set up for getting on one target, not with that chaff cloud still in the middle.
Yeah. So the interesting thing here actually is this game is 9-2, but it's actually technically it's 9-8.
Yeah,
Effectively,
yeah.
right? Because Han is dead.
But
I refuse to believe he doesn't live through next turn.
yeah,
Maybe it's secretly 11-8 because Han takes out a tie on his way out.
So my plan here, Han's obviously facing the edge of the board. He's got 1 health. I 1 straight and try and get an obstructive shot through the finger rock.
Yeah, makes sense.
Amon is going to drop a concussion. And then it's going to hard turn up and try and claim the center objective.
Yep, makes sense.
And I believe Kath does a 1 bite to clear the stress and wants to claim the left-hand objective.
Yeah. Objective ticking is your way to win right now.
Yeah. So we set some dials, we work out what's going to happen. And I do make a slight, I suppose not idiot thing, but a wrong action choice as well in this round.
Oh.
Oh, we'll get to it. So we're going into round 4. 23.5 minutes on the clock. So the likelihood is we get this round, maybe 1 more. So we've rolled for Road, and I am second player. So I dropped the concussion with a 1 straight, because quite frankly, I'm pretty sure that either the ISB lands range 1 or is forced to barrel roll. So again, is unmodded. And the likelihood is yellow ends range 1, and again, either has to basically barrel roll away from both the unclaimed objectives and my ships, or takes the concussion. But yeah, so Wampa, do not ask me how he managed this, but Wampa does a 3 bank, which somehow lands in the middle of the Falcon and the Fire Spray, which probably have less than a medium base between them. On the finger rock.
And on a rock. Like
and on the finger rock.
Flying.
So he rolls a dice. It was a 2 bank. We looked at it just to see how clear. Oh no, that was it, wasn't it? So he dialed in the wrong direction. And I was just like, yeah, no, why would you 2 bank down there? So I let him backtrack and go the other way. So he's just behind the Falcon. Because this was, I think, Snappy's first game on TTS. So right, okay. We were kind of, we were doing it as a learning thing anyway. Hence why you could see me drawing lines and stuff there, and pointing stuff out as we're doing it. I'm trying to remember what Wampa does. Takes a focus. So Valen hard turns and claims the center objective, which is irritating because I think that then ends up blocking Amon.
Oh yeah, that would. That could really.
It does block. I don't take the red focus because I want to do a hard turn the next turn and claim the objective. And obviously my hard turns are thing. It's not going to do it. I've got a range 1 shot out the back into Wampa. That's fine. And Kath does the 1 straight. Oh, sorry, I'm first player, not second player. I've got to remember I'm blue. Does the 1 bank and claims the left-hand objective. So at least I'm scoring an objective, but I'm still 2-1 down.
Yeah. It's not the end of the world.
So the ISB does a 2 bank. Does a bank away from
that looks like a 2
like
bank
2.
away from the bomb.
Away from the bomb, but Snappy's like not sure if that's range 1 or not. So barrel rolls away for the
I
save.
don't think you can risk it because you're on 1
No.
health.
Exactly. Yellow does a 1 hard, and then I'm pretty sure barrel rolls away because that is definitely range 1.
Barrel in. Anger is the only answer.
The problem is, if you barrel roll in, Hand's going to move forward and get an obstructed shot on you after you've taken either a strain or flipped a crit. So, and then Iden bumps, rolls a crit.
I didn't.
No, yeah. So we do go back and we look at it, and we Iden that crit away. Hand does a 1 straight, and this is where I make my second mistake. I look at that and I think I'm only taking 1 shot unmodded from a tie, so I fix the loose stabilizer.
I mean,
if I survive, then I need that loose stabilizer basically to gone to not die.
yeah. No, I think this is fine. I think this is fine because that guy's on 1 health. There's every chance that you kill him.
Yeah, it's 2 dice against 3 though.
2 against 3. You have a mod. He doesn't. Like, there's not an outside chance that you kill him. Like, it's decent.
But I wonder if the correct call was accept Hand dies, which I'd done 2 turns ago anyway, and taken a lock to basically give myself the best odds of killing that tie.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, you still have. It's still only 2 dice.
But if I fail to kill that tie and that tie kills me,
Yeah.
then
Like, no, I don't think. I think this is taking the play that is like, Han survives another turn because in a 2v1 where he has no mods, Han is not unlikely to survive.
yeah. But that was my, I didn't think Han necessarily dies from that, so hence the take the.
Yeah, no, this
Fix
makes
it,
sense.
yeah.
This is fine.
Alright, okay, so not a mistake. But we go to the shooting. No, we don't. We check the bomb, and
Bomb.
no one's in range. So I have the range 2 shots, and I roll hit focus. I spend my force for 2 hits because if I can get 1 through, he dies. He rolls 2 evades.
Yeah, so here's where I think maybe made a mistake because I would have kept the force on defense and played the hand lives card. Like, maybe it's a mistake. It's hard to say.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I suppose if I'd rolled, double eyes, I wouldn't have. But I think the ability to get 2 through. I don't know them off by heart, but I don't think on 3 unmodded the average is like 1.5 or something, isn't it? 1.4.
Yeah, 1.5.
So that's a reasonable chance of there being 1. I mean, yes, there's a reasonable chance of them being 2 as well, but that's just playing the odds, which unfortunately don't work out. But then we jump to my falls. So I range 1 into 1.
No, back, right? You range 1 into the back man?
No, I don't. I go out the back, but I range 3 into the ISB because I have him.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair.
On the odd chance I can still plink that 1 through and kill him. And I spend the force to end up with hit crit because he's okay. It's 4 dice, but he's still unmodded, and he rolls 3 of 8. And then
the ISB Jingo has decided that life is the answer.
Yeah, and then Kath goes. I think it's range 2 obstructed into Wampa.
Wampa.
And ends up with 2 hits. And Wampa
Elusives.
Elusives, I think, into a focus though, because spent the focus to live. Yeah, and then we go to snappy shots. So the ISB rolls 2 hits out of hand, unmodded, of course. I roll the focus, so I could have forced for an evade, but it wouldn't have mattered. I will freely admit I was getting a little bit salty about the amount of evades and hits that he's just rolled unmodded.
Yeah, but them's dice.
Then the dice. It's a handed die, which puts it to 9/8. I have a range. What does he do? Does he do the range 0?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
doesn't
no.
look
So
very
he
zero to me.
no he ranged 2s into
Okay.
Kath because I'm re-rolling. So I rolled evade blank. I elusive the blank into another blank. So I take another shield. I take a shield, and then Wampa does the shot, which isn't obstructed because of small base, medium base.
Rolls hit crit.
Rolls hit crit. I roll 1 evade. So Kath's lost 2. So we go to objective points, and it's 10 apiece.
Yeah.
There's 10 minutes left on the clock, and the speed we've been playing, we're going to round 5. This is going to be the last turn.
Yeah. So I'm looking at this and thinking Wampa does a fast move and claims the objective that's under Calf because you're not like. I mean, if you stay slow and claim it back, then fine.
Yeah.
You're not threatening the rest of the ties.
So my thoughts in this were I have to claim 2 of the objectives, or try and kill that tie. But all that tie's really got to do is do a 3 bank and bug out.
Honestly, just one. He could one
Or
hard
one
away from you.
yeah. So yeah, I'm thinking do the objectives. So my first thought with Cat was actually to go quite fast and try and catch that tie. But then I'm thinking about bombs because I've obviously got to drop a concussion.
Yes, that's true. There's no May.
So what I end up doing, I think I end up doing a 2 straight because I'm slightly concerned that Wampa comes in and blocks me.
Yep.
So I do a 2 straight to jump over. Amon does a 1 hard and will claim the objective because I know Valen will have moved. I did consider the 2 hard because it nets me a little bit further round, but I was slightly concerned that takes me too far towards that rock. And in hindsight, looking back at it in the middle of the game, it's not even close.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that actually I don't know what Valen's about to do, but like my gut as the tie player is absolutely Valen just bumps into your fire spray and just stays there.
Yeah.
Which
again,
I think a 2 hard doesn't clear that.
But a 1 hard definitely doesn't.
Yeah, 1 hard definitely does.
So yeah. But yeah, that's my game plan. And then bombs. So obviously it's Amon, so I can drop it with the 1, the 3, or the 3 hards. And I'm an hour about what to do here. And I'm trying to actually remember which one I ended up going with. I know it's so I think I drop it 3 hard to the right as we're looking at it.
Yeah, so away from where Kath is going to be.
Away from where Kath is. Or do I drop it 3? No, I think I drop it 3 straight. Because I'm thinking if the 1 health tie does turn in, it's going to have to barrel roll away. What I should have done was dropped it with a 3 hard to the right. Because A, that gets it away from where Cass going. And B, if the tie has turned in, which is the only way anyone's going to be affected by that bomb, then it's forced to barrel roll towards Kath.
Yeah.
So, but I think my thinking at the time was Snappy had shown quite a tendency to do like the 3 hards, and I was thinking if he does do that, that puts it right where that 3 straight's going to be. So here comes the bomb. Oh no, we're still saying dial, so ignore me. No bomb. I've sped it up.
No bomb whatsoever.
Yeah. Just speed through the planning phase because I can still see Valen's dial's not set. This is currently sitting at we're up to 6-minute planning phase now.
Yeah, it's a doozy. I mean, 10-10 last round. This could go literally any way.
Okay, so here we go. Yeah, I dropped the bomb with the 3 straight. I'm doing the 2 straight with Cass, so I don't think that gets in range 1. And honestly, even if it does,
Not that bothered.
not that bothered. I can take the strain. The likelihood is I'm getting shot at by 2 ties probably. Like if Wampa's what exactly? So yeah. And again, yeah, I was thinking about catching it. So Wampa does a straight, goes past, claims the objective.
Yep, absolutely.
Valen goes straight, takes an evade. So I 1 hard with Amon, and I take the center objective. And I 2 straight with Kath, and I take the left-hand objective. So currently, as it stands,
nice, it does clip it.
I'm winning. However, he 3 banks with the ISB right in front of the fire spray and claims the objective.
Yeah.
If I'd done the 2 hard, that would have bumped.
Yes.
And I would have won. No,
is this what it comes down to? Does no one die?
No. Like, literally, if I'd bumped that ship, I win.
Damn.
And,
gotta love scramble.
Iden does a hard turn in and then barrel rolls towards, basically, so that I can't damage either of those fire sprays.
With the Iden charge,
sorry.
right?
Oh, no, of course it has. Yeah. Sorry, I completely forgot that. Not sure why he barreled. Maybe just try and get in arc. Although
he just wanted range 1.
Which is fair. The 1 health ISB does do the hard turn in, but I think does the 1 hard. And Sam looks at that for a while going, I'm not sure if that's range 1 or not. I don't think it is, but it's probably not my place to say. So he decides to barrel roll for safety. So the 3 hard would have meant if he would have had to gone the other way.
Yeah.
Because now I'm just left with an obstructed shot.
I'm surprised he turned in. I would have turned away.
Yeah. But Snappy's always been quite aggressive, so
yeah.
I do take the concussion and I take the strain because realistically I'm probably not taking a shot here. But I have to kill a TIE fighter.
Yeah.
I have to kill a TIE fighter or I lose. So
you double tap into Wampa, right?
I'm trying to remember.
Or double tap into Valen.
I'm pretty sure I double tap into one of them. I'm trying to think. I think I go for Wampa because Wampa doesn't have any mods.
Yeah,
and
that makes sense. And you got a range 1 shot.
It's range 3 from Amon, but he's got a force, and it's range 1 from Kath, who's got Marauder reroll and a force. So let's just wait until we check the yeah. So I go into Wampa. I roll I hit, so I force for a hit for 2. He rolls 2 evades. I range 1 from Kath. I roll hit I. I Marauder an I into a blank. I spend the force for 3. He rolls 2 evades.
Alright, so Wampa lives, and the rest of the shooting basically doesn't matter because Iden and ISB Jingo are not going to be killing Emon anytime soon.
Those 2 rounds of green dice, 1 on the ISB and 1 on Wampa, were mightily irritating.
Yeah, but that's the. I mean, it was always called the tyranny of 3 greens, right? Like sometimes.
Oh no, I'm not complaining about that. I'm just saying it was mightily irritating.
Yeah, because the TIEs are one of those ships, like the Vultures, that sometimes they'll do this, and then other times he'll have already lost 3 TIEs before this round, right?
I mean, you saw us at Club Night. When I play Snappy, they always do this.
Yeah.
Vader pops like a glass cannon, but yeah, so that's it. We do the objectives, and I lose 12-11, so a close game. A really good game. And yeah, here we go. Watch me. We actually go back and because I want to have a couple of looks at things. So we look at the 3 straight there, and I get him to undo the barrel roll to see if it would have clipped him, which it would have. So that would have forced him to barrel roll to the left, which then gives an unobstructed shot for Kath, which I think I probably would have taken. But yeah, yeah, there you go. See, we check the arc to see
Yeah.
what it is, because I'm genuinely curious because I'm trying to learn, and then I get him to move his 2 TIE fighters back so I can do the 2 hard, which it bumps, yellow bumps, and I actually yeah, you go. It's miles away from the thing, and
you could fit a ship through that gap.
And looking at that, I think that 2 hard clears where Valen was.
Maybe it would be close. It's hard to say without Valen being here, but I'm pretty sure a 2 hard medium base doesn't clear a ship base if you're bumped.
But he was bumped right in front of me.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that 2 hard would have meant that I pick up 2 objectives instead of the other way around. So, yeah, learning where the template is and how much further it put, because that's like a good half a ship base further forward. Would have made all the difference. And that's the benefit of hindsight.
Is the power of hindsight.
So yeah, it'll be interesting. I played this list. I've tweaked this list since then. I've actually dropped Maul because the force point's good, but all those times that you roll blanks, it makes you sad, and then you're only using it for 1. So I've actually dropped it and put on IG-88D and Lando because I just wasn't using Maul for the coordinate.
Yeah.
I just wasn't finding that was part of my play style. So I feel like having 2 calculates is as good as and I've dropped engine upgrade because I wasn't boosting. So I've got those 2 on there, which nets me the 2 calculates, which is twice as good as a force. Plus, I've got the option to reroll the blanks if I need to. He's also then managed to pick up loose cargo or whatever, rig cargo shoot, the illicit, just so that I can do I'm going to drop this and make the shot obstructed.
Yeah.
And then I have some point spares, so whack an electronic baffle on there for that time you do need to get rid of a stress for the next turn. But yeah, the other 2 have pretty much stayed the same.
Yep.
And then I flew them twice at club night, and I flew them incredibly badly. However, I was able to look at what I did wrong. Like the game, I played. Obviously, you, Sam, one of them, and basically ignored the objectives. And when you've got like 4 droids that can sit on rocks claiming them, that was a bad
assault of the satellite raid, and the way you played it really snowballed.
Assault of the satellite raid normally should favour me. I'm 2 mediums.
Well, that's why I was like, and the way you played it, because you sort of honestly, it looked, from my perspective, it looked like you tunneled into Grievous, which I was like, well, I mean, all right.
So yeah, but that's good because I don't mind losing to you if it reminds me not to do it tomorrow. So,
but hey, I'll take a league night win.
That's fine. I've got to seed them somewhere, so drop those 2, win the other 7. Job's a good one. But yeah, I think that's about it for this game. There's damn TIE fighters.
Yeah,
that's why they'd be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I quite like the list. It's having front back arcs on the fire sprays, the bow tie on hand. It does take a lot to kill them, especially the fire sprays. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see how we go tomorrow, and I'm sure we'll fill you in next week, guys.
See if we can get either you get a game on your tournament on Saturday, or I'll get a game in.
Oh, I won't record a game. Sorry,
that's
I never end up recording a game when I'm playing those. I just don't spend too much time not thinking about it. But yeah, if not, we will certainly get a game in at some point.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Right. I think that's pretty much it for this week, isn't it, Sam?
Yeah. Right. Time to distract myself in Marvel.
Yeah. All the spoilers. We won't talk about that here because this is an X-Wing podcast. So, on that note,
can we say we're an AMG podcast?
Yeah. on us branching out, apparently, we will call it there. So thanks once again for listening and watching, guys. We'll be with you next week.
Ta-da!
Bye.